How goes it, everyone? I am the world famous Fat Kid, and today we are doing Week 15's recap, which I get to start off on a good note. Woo! But first, we're going to go with big 11-5. That is the best I've done this year. Can't do any better because apparently I'm terrible at Monday Night Football. I can't get those right. Overall, I'm 7-11. That's terrible. But doesn't matter. 11-5 for the week. I can't be mad about it. Right? Right. Plus, starting with the Thursday night game, you all should know. Los Angeles Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah. 63-21. That's a pretty good game. That's all I'm saying. I actually woke up near the end of the third quarter and saw it 49-7, but I saw it the opposite way. I thought the Chargers were winning, and I was very dejected, but took a couple seconds, saw the score the proper way, and that perked me right up. I can't say that it's just a dominating defense or the offense just did. It's against the Chargers. Okay, they're a bad team. They're on their backup quarterback. They didn't have Keenan Allen. But a win is a win is a win is a win, right? Right. So I'm going to be happy about it. Even though we got Kansas City coming up on Christmas Day. Christmas miracle. Anyway, that's one of the 11 I got right. I'm excited about it. Did not expect that type of a game. Fantastic. Next, we got our 3-pack on Saturday. Minnesota and Cincinnati. Minnesota controlled the game. And then they just said, nah, we don't want it. So Cincinnati ended up winning with a comeback from Jake Browning, who I just learned was dropped or released by the Vikings, which I don't know if it was this year or last year, whatever, but OT winner for the Bengals. I got that one. And then one of my 5 I got wrong. I picked Pittsburgh, and they got shellacked by the Colts. 30-13. Did not see that coming at all. Pittsburgh defense, maybe they didn't make it to Indy. I don't know. But that's not the type of game I expected. I thought maybe 20 points, 20-17, 20-13, 17-10. Yeah, didn't work out that way. Next, we got the nightcap of the Saturday games. Denver Broncos versus Detroit Lions. I picked the Lions, and 25-point winners, 42-17. Yeah, I didn't expect the way it happened with Jared Goff throwing 5 touchdowns and Sam Laporta with the hat trick. That's right. Iowa boy. Or at least from the University of Iowa. Go Hawks. Anyway. Yeah. Detroit just took care of business. Never seemed in doubt. First quarter scoreless, but then Detroit just said, yeah, we're done with that. So, moving on to our Sunday games. I got it right. right. Carolina's second win. 9-7 with a game-winning field goal as time expired. I got it right. I don't care about the others. The ones that I got wrong, I picked Carolina to win. I'm happy about that one. Whatever. I'm easily amused. Next, we got Chicago and Cleveland, which, yeah, it was kind of a crap game for a lot of it, and then it got exciting. Bears, I believe, took the lead late. No? Yeah. They had a 10-point lead midway through the third quarter, and then, yikes, 13 unanswered points by Cleveland. And Chicago even had chances to score and just kind of screwed up. Well, that's the second of my losses, because I picked Chicago thinking they got to be better than Cleveland, right? Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback. Well, they got Joe Flacco. Joe the Elite Dragon Flacco. Who, well, minus the 3 interceptions. 374 yards. Yeah, it's pretty dang good. Anyway, I got it wrong. Dang it. Next, we got the Battle of the Bays. Tampa Bay going up against Green Bay. Tampa Bay was in control from the start. Baker Mayfield, he looked pretty good. 381 yards, 4 touchdowns. He dominated this game. Yeah, he got sacked. What was the stat that they showed? They're like 1 in 5 when he gets sacked 2+ times. Well, guess what? They get to add a win to it because they got to him 3 times in the first half, I believe. I'm gonna check this out real quick. I'm curious. That's the wrong one. Packers, how many sacks did you have? I know, I'm being ridiculous. They had 5. Yikes. Anyway, Bucks controlled the game. Baker may be the quarterback that Tampa Bay needed. Yeah, he's had his highs and he's had his lows, but they're in position for a playoff spot. They may even win the division. NFC South's not exactly, dominating or anything, but they could still host a playoff game. All right, moving on. Jets, Dolphins. Ugh. The Jets are just ugh. Dolphins win 30-0, even without Tyreek Hill. I'm done with that one. Moving on. I picked Miami. They whooped the crap out of them. Done. Next, we got the New Jersey Giants and the New Orleans Saints, which it was a game for the first half. I mean, it ended 7-6 with New Orleans up at halftime. And then 17 unanswered points in the second half. New Orleans ran away with it 24-6. The magic of Tommy DeVito is done with the Giants. Well, at least for this game. I mean, he's not very good anyway, but we don't need to get into that. Yeah, pick the Saints. They beat the Giants. Bingo, bango, boongo. Let's go. Next, we got Houston Texans, Tennessee Titans. I did say without C.J. Stroud, the Tennessee Titans would beat the Houston Texans. And I was wrong because Tennessee just didn't want to win. Up 13-3 at half. And then they score 3 points in the second half. And overtime. They could not get a drive moving in overtime. And it ended up being a 54-yard field goal for Houston as time expired to win the game. 1916. It was an ugly game. Like Tennessee controlled it and then just nah, we don't care. We don't want to win. Fine, whatever. You're just screwing up my record. Anyway, I think once Stroud comes back, Houston's going to be in a lot better position. They are tied. Three-way tie in the AFC South between Jacksonville, Indy, and Houston. Dude, that's going to be interesting. Anyway, I picked Tennessee because Houston didn't have Stroud. Houston won. Buttheads. Then we got Kansas City and New England, the Chiefs, Patriots. Through the first half, it looked like the Patriots were going to be right there. And then they just kind of stopped. They stopped playing. I mean, they were down 17 and they got a touchdown halfway through the fourth quarter, midway through the fourth quarter, and that was it. They ended up losing by 10. But Mahomes had another crybaby meltdown. I threw an interception because Kadarius Toney can't catch. Stop throwing him the ball. Kadarius Toney is a schmuck. There you go. Stop giving him chances. He's already screwed your team over twice. Granted, this one was just an interception that resulted in a touchdown drive for the Patriots. It didn't lose him the game or anything, but Kadarius Toney is not as good as he thinks he is. Moving on. Next, we got San Francisco and Arizona. I mean, 16 points difference. 45-29. That was a lot closer than I thought it was, because 21-13 at half, 35-16 after three quarters. Yeah, San Francisco was easily in control of this game. They had no real worries. McCaffrey with a hat trick. 2 receiving, 1 rushing. Nah. Arizona had no chance. That's why I picked San Francisco. Duh. Next, we got Washington Commanders and the Los Angeles Rams. This ended up being a closer game than I thought. 28-20. Rams went up 20-0 at one point, and I mean, give the Commanders some credit. They've been in games. They just can't take that next step. Because they were down 20-0, and they fought back. They still, just couldn't quite get there in the end, but it's the Commanders. They're not very good anyway. So disappointing. They had promise early in the season. But the Rams are coming on at the right time of year, so maybe they'll make a wild card appearance. Who knows? Keep an eye on that. Anyway. Next we have Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills. I'm okay with being wrong with this one because I picked Dallas and they got punked. It makes me happy when the Cowboys lose. Yes, I am a Cowboy hater. That's fine. But it's also because the fan base just flip-flaps their faces. And it's great when they lose. Especially like this. 31-10. Buffalo just ran the ball down their throat. I mean, Josh Allen only had 94 yards. Passing. Only 40 less than Dak Prescott. But it is what it is. Bills dominated this game, and it was fun to hear about. And to watch a little bit. Just a little bit. Then we got Sunday Night Football. Baltimore Ravens going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look, I didn't expect anything crazy. If the Jags would have won, it's crazy. But they're kind of banged up. They're they've hit a wall, and they just can't figure out what to do. Because I believe they are now 3-game losing streak. If I have that right, I can check. But they they tried to make it a game coming out of halftime, and just Baltimore wouldn't let them. They got a touchdown to cut the lead to 3, and then Baltimore just, nah, we're done with this. Granted, mostly field goals because, running back won 171 yards and a touchdown and a pick. Oh, and 97 rushing yards. It's easy to take off running when the defense is trying to cover somebody. But I digress. Quit touching the microphone. I picked the Ravens. I figured they were the better team. And the Ravens defense is like number 2 overall in the league. So I expected the win right there. Moving on to Monday Night Football, Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. This one I did not see coming. Philadelphia losing to Seattle 20-17, and Philly had chances late in the game, but Jalen Hurts cannot get it done, throwing 2 interceptions on a drive that could have scored points to put it out of range, or the final drive to get into field goal range to potentially tie the game. I don't know what's going on with them. Other than Jalen Hurts, I don't really want to say the gunslinger mentality because he's usually better than that, but he's sloppy with the ball. Anyway, that was the 5th one. That was the 5th and final for the week. I've hit 11-5 twice this year. I'm feeling pretty good. We got 3 more weeks left before the playoffs. Oh, God, that looked weird. Don't do that. Oh, that's weird. 3 weeks left until the playoffs. Well, if I go 0-16 for the rest of the weeks, I could have a losing record, but it looks like I'm going to finish with a winning record. I'm excited. I'm happy. This has been fun. But like I said, repeatedly, we have 3 weeks left. So, thank you for joining me. This has been my Week 15 recap. And until next time, it is what it is. Take it easy.